Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Henrietta.
So tell us a little bit, maybe just very briefly, you don't really need an introduction, but your company makes ads smarter.
Yes. So what Rocket Fuel does is use all the data available in the digital ecosystem to give marketers better value for their advertising. So we don't make ads smarter, we make ad campaigns smarter.
Okay, and behavioral learning and stuff like that. Some question
Yes.
that arose sometimes is that when you have these algorithms and they learn about people's behavior a lot, does it really give enough space to discover something new?
Yeah, that's a really great question because we struggle with that ourselves. We want to both create experiences that allow consumers to find things that we know they're interested in, and we also want to create opportunities for discovery. And that really comes down to the intelligence of our engineers. Can they build a platform that creates opportunities for engagement with existing ideas as well as for discovery? And we've deliberately programmed into our system discovery opportunities. And one thing that we found for advertisers, of course, they want to sell their products to their good customers. They also want new customers. And so you have to create opportunities for discovery if you want to bring in new customers.
Data mining is super great, very challenging as well, and you have the coolest team ever. You have NASA engineers and
Yes.
people from all around. You said you have more PhDs than any other advertisement technology company.
Yes. Yeah, my first job out of college was working at NASA. I worked on the space shuttle, and my little secret is that despite having that really cool job as a 21-year-old, I hated it, and I was dying to get out of engineering, so that was my only engineering job, but I did work for NASA. In terms of data mining, what we do at Rocket Fuel is make data mining easier. And the way we do that is, the way we think about it, for advertisers, data mining shouldn't be something they do. It should be a tool that they use, which is almost invisible. Like, what we want advertisers to think about is, what is their product? Who are their audiences? How are they going to help their customers engage with their brands? And then we use data mining and other sophisticated techniques to help them find the best possible customers for whatever it is they're trying to achieve. And so, we think that the data mining layer is something that is going to become invisible as technology companies like mine help others take advantage of it.
And did you think of venturing out of advertisement, because data mining is big anywhere?
Yes. Yeah, we were presenting at a conference recently, and someone in the conference asked us, if we have all this great technology that can predict things, can it cure cancer? And I wish it could, but as an entrepreneurial company that's still relatively young, what we're doing now is focusing very intently on the world of advertising, which is a $500 billion industry, and there's so much work to do just in our area that we're very focused on advertising right now. Sometimes, maybe over a dinner, we might brainstorm about cool things we might do in 3 or 4 years, but we still have a lot of work to do in our core business.
Have you thought of open sourcing a part of it, or is it impossible for your algorithms and everything like this?
We're very involved in the open source community. So we're using a number of open source technologies, and we're contributing to those platforms with a lot of the things that we're learning as we're pushing the limits on scale on a lot of digital platforms right now. So we're very active in the open source community, and we're really excited to participate in it.
When you started out, did you immediately start as attacking or making new artificial intelligence and starting with the sort of really hard stuff, or did you do something else in the start, or how did you survive that point, because it's not the easiest?
That's a great question. When we started the company, we were really focused on solving the problem that we solve now, which is using artificial intelligence to create value out of data for advertisers. That was our focus initially. That's why we started the company. We knew it was hard. We knew, and we liked that it was hard for two reasons. First of all, we thought we knew how to do it. and because of all of our historic work experience. So we thought we had an approach that could solve these problems. And so it gave us a leg up. And then the other thing is that if you're going to start a company that's based on technology, if it's really easy to replicate technology, then you're going to get copied a lot. Even to this day, some of our biggest competitors in the market say that our technology doesn't exist. And I love that because it means they're not working on it. It's like, like one caveman telling the other caveman that fire doesn't exist. That caveman's going to be awfully cold. And so attacking a hard technology problem is one way to have a successful company if you can solve it.
How do you feel that consumers benefit from this? Because many times there's criticism towards like targeting ads and younger people and I don't know what, like getting everything sold and really on the edge of privacy debates and stuff like that. What do you feel the consumer gets out of this, that they get like targeted and really genuinely intelligent information?
So I've participated in a number of programs where we brought in groups of consumers and asked them these questions, where we showed them targeted ads and untargeted ads and talked about what do they prefer. And a really interesting thing happened, which is that in almost every single case, consumers said, please show me more targeted ads. After we showed them the difference, they're like, show me ads for things I want, things I'm interested in, movies that I want to see, products that I love. Show me those ads, please. Stop showing me those junky ads, the crappy ads, the irrelevant ads. And so when we actually talked to consumers, what we found was there was a lot of openness to relevance and to having a better experience. Now for consumers who don't want any ads or don't want targeting, that's fine. There's actually a lot of tools available today for them to make those choices. But I actually think that most consumers understand the compact of free content and paid for by advertising, and most consumers would prefer to have a relevant ad experience.
I asked you already if you're going to venture out into different stuff, but in data mining. But do you think of using this data that you have of the consumers in some way already? Not necessarily venturing out to data mining somewhere elsewhere, but using the accumulated information already to predict that they're living unhealthy or something in that region. Like there was this scary scenario where this girl was being offered baby products and she was actually pregnant, and people were shocked to see that, but that could also be used for something else. Do you see these patterns, or would you have to dig for them?
So, as I said, right now we're focused primarily on advertising. We have talked to some researchers at universities who are interested in using our predictive analytics to do research in a variety of areas. Health and health-related areas is something that we generally shy away from because we know that the consumers are more sensitive to those areas. They don't want to be tracked. They don't want to be shown the pregnancy product ad, for example. So that's an area where we're extremely cautious in terms of health. But there are many other ways that researchers are interested in using this kind of data to understand, where people want to live, or where. What kinds of other interests people might have. So there is a lot of interesting opportunity for research.
What about ads? There's been different shifts now, video in the late years, different kind of social content, now maybe even messaging applications. What would you see as next steps for advertising as a bigger picture?
So the way I think about this is whenever I think about any problem, I always look backwards and forwards in history. So I think the future of advertising is in the past. It's in an area that wouldn't surprise anyone really, which is in television. Television is the great frontier for digital advertising. Obviously, it's a great ecosystem right now for traditional ads, but the opportunity to transform long-form video experiences with advertising in digital context and give consumers more relevant experiences, I think is going to be a huge opportunity for the future. I have teenage kids. And my teenage kids, when they say they're going to watch television, that doesn't mean they're going to sit on the couch and look at a TV that's 15 feet away. It might mean they're looking at an iPad or watching Netflix on a laptop. And so their experience of television, of video, is digital. And giving them relevant advertising in those contexts is going to be something that I think is going to be very powerful. And that is something that the industry is working hard to solve, but there's a huge opportunity.
Do you think advertising is going to become more interactive? As well, videos already are a bit more interactive. Sometimes you can click and shop if you see something nice or something like this. What about for example, space outside or something like that? A space outside, for example, or different ways of being interactive than just like that. Do you see there something changing?
Well, I'm really interested in how consumers are able to learn new kinds of behaviors to interact with digital devices, with all the motions that you can do with your Android or your iPhone, connect with the Xbox. So with those kinds of devices, consumers are learning new ways of interacting with digital that go beyond clicking on a mouse or using a keyboard. And I think it's inevitable that consumers will want to interact with advertising content in the same way. And that advertising content that enables consumers to, physically move in and reach out and touch the products they're interested in, and give them the opportunity to physically engage will be very powerful. So that's very experimental right now, but I do think that consumers will be very excited about that.
Would 3D fitting or something like that be part of your later offers or something like that?
My engineering team they've asked us to buy a 3D printer, but so far they haven't given us any reason why other than it would be cool. So far we haven't come up with any good ad products for 3D printers, but apparently it's cool. That's all I've got on 3D printers.
You have a team of engineers, and your Nasdaq name is Fuel with capital letters. So I guess they're eager to try anything.
Yes, anything that energizes is fun. Yeah. Absolutely.
What's one thing you're looking forward to or waiting at Slush? What do you want to do here, or even in Helsinki?
So I came to Slush mostly to network, to meet people, and my company has a growing presence in the Nordics. We have just opened our office in this region a couple of months back, and for me, it was an opportunity to learn about the marketplace and just network with lots of people and companies that I don't have too much interaction with. So it's been fabulous for that. It's been an amazing event for networking and meeting people and getting exposed to new ideas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.